All right, the father of an autistic boy is speaking out tonight after he claims they weren't allowed to board a plane because his son wasn't wearing a mask, but he had a doctor's note. We're digging into that story, and the father joins us live. He's next. Well, tonight we're looking into a recent incident at Orlando International Airport where a family of four says it was refused boarding for a flight because their autistic 4-year-old son cannot cover his face, wouldn't wear a mask. They say it happened despite them having a doctor's note, and they say it was submitted to Frontier Airlines beforehand. They say the little boy was exempt from the mask mandates. That's what the doctor's note said. But the airline's website says that's not enough. So let's bring in the boy's father, Michael Seklecki, to talk about what happened. Michael, welcome.
Hi, Shannon.
So I know that you have recorded this, and we've got some video of your conversation with the gate agent and the folks as you were trying to board. Your son is 4 years old. You have a special note, and you are actually traveling to the Boston area where he goes for special treatment. He can only get there. Now, Frontier points to this on their website. It says if you've got a disability as defined by the ADA and you have a doctor's note, great, we'll work with you, but we have to have it 10 days in advance or we're going to deny the request. You also have to have a negative COVID test taken within at least 3 days. That left you guys grounded. So what happened?
Yes, that's correct. Frontier's airline, who identified himself as Ken as the station manager, totally refused to board him and refused to even allow him to walk onto the jet bridge right before his flight to Boston, or to Hartford, with a final destination to Boston for specialty care that only Boston can provide him.
Okay, so they say they needed your doctor's note 10 days in advance. Did you do that? Was there something lost in communication over that notice?
Yes, no, we did submit prior to the trip documentation stating that he cannot wear a mask and cannot tolerate a mask. Front Airlines still refused to board him, saying that corporate has say and jurisdiction over a licensed pediatrician, and they would not let him on the flight, making us miss our entire flight to Boston to receive that care.
Yeah, and they continue to say they didn't get it in a timely fashion, so they couldn't do this, but you did make it there. You took a different airline. I know they all kind of have a patchwork and different rules as people are still figuring this all out, so you all were able to get to where your son had an appointment today, correct?
Yes, much later in the evening, around 8 p.m., we left on a Delta flight, was stranded in the airport most of the day because of this, and trying to reaccommodate him and dealing with him having a meltdown for several hours because he did not make the flight and could not understand why we were not on the flight. And it just was a total nightmare, and Frontier Airlines had zero regard for the ADA, zero regard for accommodating a disability, forcing a child who has no understanding of a mask mandate to wear a mask, and very condescending and rude about the whole incident.
Well, I know that you are part of a lawsuit as well, and so we will follow that. And just a reminder to all of us in traveling these days to check ahead of time for any special requirements, because it does vary airline to airline. We wish your family the best with that treatment and safe travel back home. Michael, thank you.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
All right, business owners in Sarasota, Florida.